it will vary engine to engine, but in our cases I have taken all this data, so our indicated thermal efficiency ki thaki. What is the, there is other losses, still other losses are there. What is the other losses? That is called pumping loss. Pumping loss 0.5% and rubbing friction loss. What is this I am explaining? Rubbing friction loss. Rubbing friction loss, this is high, 3%. 3%. What I have discussed. Now, if we deduct from 32 minus 0.5 minus 3%, then we will get brake thermal efficiency. This is the actual brake thermal efficiency. This is the brake thermal efficiency. This is our efficiency we talk about. So, if we minus this, so 28.5%. 28.5%. So that means what? What happens? So this happened that 28.5%. So this is my final 28.5%. So that means what it is telling? It is telling that ideally I have given 100% heat. Out of that I have lost some amount of heat direct to the environment. 43.5% I have dejected to the environment, and ideally I should get 56.5. I deducted 2 variable specific heat and chemical dissociation, then we are getting it a fuel air cycle efficiency. From here I am deducting loss due to the progressive combustions, loss due to the incomplete combustion, exhaust blowdown, direct heat loss. Then deducting from fuel air cycle efficiency all these losses, we are getting indicated thermal efficiency, and from indicated thermal efficiency we are deducting the pumping loss and the rubbing friction loss. That we will discuss now, because space is not, I will delete it and then I will discuss. So we are deducting from indicated thermal efficiency and we are getting it a final 28.5. That means what happens? I have given 100 kilojoule of heat, but actually I get convert to work, actual work 28.5 kilojoule. So these are the losses structures. So okay. Now let us discuss about some pumping loss and the rubbing friction loss slightly. What is that? Then can I let me erase it. These portions. What is the pumping loss and friction loss? Friction loss we understand. Now pumping loss. So ideally our PV diagram, what is our PV diagram should be? Ideally this is our compression. This ideally it should be like that. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Then ideally it should be like that. And this is my suction. Actually, let me draw the piston, otherwise it is not clear to you. So this is my piston. This is the TDC and this is the BDC. This is the inlet valve and this is the exhaust valve. So piston is going from this side to this side. So it starts from 0 to 1. So 0 to 1 is the suction. And the inlet valve closes 1 to 2. Then it comes here 1 to 2, compression. Is it? Actual diagram, this is the actual diagram is slightly different. What is the actual diagram? Actual diagram is like that. So this is my this is the PV diagram. This is the atmospheric line. This line is the atmospheric line. But actually this doesn't happen. This how it is happened? It happened like that. When it is taking suction, when it is taking suction, inside the piston vacuum is there. So that's why pressure is below. So it goes like that way. Then it goes. So actually it goes like that. Some text like so. This will be the actual diagram. But when it will exhaust, if the pressure is atmospheric, then pressure cannot go. It cannot drive out the exhaust gases. So pressure is more. So this is the curve. So this will be like that. So okay. So when it is going, so this is going 0 to 1 in this way, and 0 to 2, then this process, and this when exhaust is going. So this portion is the positive one. This is the positive one, and this is the negative one. This portion is the negative one. Why negative one? Because this much of energy has lost. Why? This much of energy is lost due to suction stroke and exhaust stroke. Because in exhaust stroke and suction stroke, I need power. You can remember this diagram in dynamics of machines. If the suction power, compression power, then it produces the power, then it exhausts, it again. So this is the called T theta diagram. This is the torque versus theta diagram. So this is the power, and at that time we consume the power. So this is the consumed power. So this is the negative power. So this losses is called pumping losses. This losses is called pumping losses. We have to deal with here. So pumping losses we understand, but what is the friction loss? Friction loss, you know what is this? Eta mechanical efficiency. Eta mechanical is equal to BP by IP. Inside the engine I am producing IP, indicated power. Inside the engine I am producing, but what we are actually getting? BP. We are actually getting BP. So BP by IP is the mechanical efficiency, and IP minus BP is called frictional power. So this is the frictional power. We are losing frictional power. So that our conclusion with that, our conclusion, what is happening? Our conclusions, if we just summarize now, I have given a 100 kilojoule of heat to the engine, 100 kilojoule, then some 43.5% heat is lost to environment, then we get efficiency of eta standard efficiency, how much? 56.5. Then there is further losses. How much losses? That is the loss due to progressive. There is a variable specific heat. I am just summarizing. Variable specific heat and dissociation. That is the chemical dissociations. This is the loss to environment, loss to atmosphere. This is the chemical dissociation. If we deduct it, I am getting eta fuel air efficiency. This is the air standard efficiency, and this is the fuel air efficiency. How much we got? 43.5. 43.5. Then from here also we deduct many things. Progressive combustion. What is the other name of progressive combustion? Progressive combustion. Other name is time loss factor. His other name is time loss factor. Time loss factor. Then what is the other thing? Incomplete combustion. Incomplete combustion. Then what is the other thing? That is the direct heat loss, and then exhaust blow down. We are getting what we are getting now? Eta indicated thermal efficiency. We are getting indicated thermal efficiency. How much we are indicated again? 32%. Then again we are, that is called friction loss and pumping loss. Then we are getting the brake thermal efficiency. That is our desirable final brake thermal efficiency. Eta brake thermal efficiency 28.5. So this is the whole losses, the different losses we discussed today. So now any doubt here? Let us to take some minutes for clarifying the doubts. Is there any doubt?